in honor of it being the end of the year, I thought it would be fun to go back and pretty much judge all of my previous chords that I've done this year. I was originally hoping to do something more Christmassy, but fortunately that wasn't able to happen. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. But anyway, so for this video, I will only be featuring chords that I have previously used in videos that I've done. This includes any seasonal lookbooks as well as ways to chord one pieces and jumper skirts. I was going through my phone and trying to find other chords that I've worn, but I realized I don't actually take pictures anymore of myself and the chords that I wear. I should probably start doing it again, but for now, at least I have these videos that I can pull chords from. So to start with, I'm gonna rank the 5 worst chords and then the 5 best chords, in my personal opinion, because obviously we all have different tastes. So to start off, I'm going to start with the 5 worst chords. So for number 5 of the worst chords, I am pulling from the fall or autumn seasonal themed chord lookbook thingamabob. I don't remember what I titled it, but it's the first chord I think I showed where I was wearing Candy Treat. Now it's not that I think that this chord was horrible, but it was a lot better in my head. I really wanted to go for like a sort of pastel goth, but more like witchy candy kind of vibe, and I didn't quite hit it. So while I like the idea, it's not quite there. So when I look at it, it's like, nah. I don't think it's a lost cause. I do think that if I replace the bag, which is way too plain, but I used it because it's the only bag that I have that's like black. But if I took that and replaced it with like, say like a cauldron bag that I think Cotton Candy Feet has now, that would have been really neat. And in addition to that, a witch hat probably would have worked really well. Maybe a different wig too. I don't know. So number 4 on my worst favorite chords that I've done this year is this chord that I think I wore for spring. Now the dress with the blouse and the socks, all that I think is really, really cute actually, but the reason that it is on this list is because of the wig. When I'm filming things like this, sometimes I'm just throwing everything on and I think that it'll come out, but because I'm doing it all at once, I forget like little things like to style stuff. I'll glance it over in the mirror, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'll think that it's okay. And then I check later on and it's like, that wig. What is wrong with that wig? Now this wig in particular I really love, but it can be tricky. It is, I believe it is like an older lock shop design. I don't know if they have it anymore. I think it was called like Poppy Falls or something, but it's a 2-piece. It has like a short hair and then 2 pigtail clips. It's really nice quality. But the thing about it is that with most like twin tail clips, the short wig, it'll usually be like more like of a bob cut, whereas with this wig, it like flares out. So just the headpiece itself without the twin tails can be worn on its own. But you really gotta bring it in when you're putting them clips on, because otherwise it's gonna look like this, which maybe some people don't mind. For me personally, it's a little bit confuzzling. This is proof that sometimes it's just one little thing that can really bring a whole look down. So number 3 on my list of worst chords happens to come from I think it was my bodyline cording woes problem. At the time I had one black bodyline dress that I was trying to figure out how can I wear it aside from this 1 or 2 ways that I usually normally did. It was just a lot of experimenting, one of which ended up being this thing. Again, I just want to state this is my opinion because I did get some feedback that this was actually a favorite of some people, which I think is awesome. Again, it's just further proof of how vast and different personal styles can be. I really do love variety, but in this case, for me personally, it wasn't working at all. As I stated in the video, it really felt like I just threw things together that I thought maybe might match. I've really been trying to chill out with the shade mismatches because I've stated before, I like all my shades to be the same. Sometimes though they are different, they're like way off and that can't be helped. So in this case, the red head bow, the blouse, as well as the socks, those are all completely different shades of red. On camera, they don't look so different, but in person, they're quite quite different. If I had to fix this somehow, probably I would get a blouse that was a darker shade of red. I would definitely change the shoes, though I'm not quite sure to what. It's very difficult for me. I am a sweet Lolita with classic influences, but this look is more classic version on goth, kind of. It's really not something that I have experience with. Obviously, the whole thing is uncomfortable to me. It's not an area that I specialize in, so you know, I'm not even gonna bother. I tried it, didn't work, I moved on. It's okay, it's all good. So number 2 on this list of worst chords, we have me wearing Symphonia of Birds for a spring lookbook thing, which is one of my all-time favorite pieces. I adore this print so much, and I love this dress. Worn it out so many times. So many, I think it's actually my most worn dress outside. No, maybe second most worn dress. However, it fit me very weirdly. Like when I look at this, it almost looks kind of frumpy. And that could be because the blouse that I'm wearing is really big. And in addition to that, the wig is also just kind of long. It's different from how I usually styled it. But yeah, this dress never looked good on me in the skirt area because the skirt is divided into 2 parts. And the top portion is a lot more structured. And then it's the second portion that flares out. So when I would wear a petticoat under it, I think it could be because one, I mostly have, no, actually, because when I first started wearing it, I still had the same problem and I did wear A-line petticoats. I think what happened is my hips are just too fat. So instead of having a nice flare entirely, it was just kind of like round and then baby flare. I don't know, but for as long as I'd had this dress, I always had the same exact problem. I had always noticed it in pictures. But when I filmed this, I realized just how like pronounced it was and just how it didn't work. And I realized after putting this video out that I would probably never feel comfortable wearing this dress outside again because I know how it looks on me. So I did sell it. I did shed a few tears. It lives on in my heart, but yeah, all I have are these memories of it not looking that hot on me. So finally we are at number 1 of the worst chords that I have worn on the YouTubes, and this one comes from the first One Piece chording video that I did, and it's actually the very first one, which is my dessert. I know English, I swear. Dessert OP. So as I was filming this, I had a mirror right next to me and I swear it looked fine, but when I went back to edit everything, it was another one of those, oh my god, I can't put this on the internet. I can't do that. I can't let anyone see this disaster. The wig was just, like, it looked fine when I was holding it in my hand, but then once I put it on my head, it just wouldn't tuck in. But yeah, this whole look wasn't my idea. I was looking for ways to try and cord this dress, and I'd seen a lot of photos of people wearing long sleeved blouses underneath it, and it looked really good. I'm thinking maybe instead of like a bell shaped thing, I would have to have like a more old school sleeved kind of blouse. Yeah, I think the length and style for this sleeve was just all wrong, or at the very least definitely I think the length. Perhaps if the bell had been a little bit higher up, it might have worked. Also the neckline too, because the dress comes about here, and most necklines for blouses are like around here. So really anything that didn't have this type of lace on the dress would kind of clash. And then yeah, with the shoes, and it just kind of bland. It's so bland down there. Overall, it's big giant disaster, but I did decide to upload it anyway because this is just how Lolita works sometimes. You think, you try, you fail, and that is okay, because there's no way of knowing if something's gonna work unless you try it or not, and sometimes things don't work, and I think it is very important to show that. But with that out of the way, we are now going to move on to the 5 best chords, or at least my personal favorite chords that I did. So number 5 on this list actually is going to be from the same dress, the same video that I did with the dessert. I don't know why it's so hard for me. I know English, I swear. Okay, so for this cord, it's actually one that I was also scared to publish because it's not traditionally Lolita. I've got a hat that I got from the 99-cent store, a denim jacket that I got, I don't even know where. I've had it since like I was a teen. Brown boots that I think are from Forever 21. I'm pretty sure in the video I mentioned that this was something that I had worn in real life before because I had the dress on and I had to go out, but I didn't really want to change. So I threw everything on hoping it would pass for like normie stuff. And I actually really ended up liking it. I feel that it matches, and I think it's proof that you can totally mix and match normie wear with Lolita and wear it as more like an everyday kind of thing. Now, that being said, I don't think this would necessarily work with all Lolita dresses. I think because the skirt portion of this dress is so simple, it was easier to pull off. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's really cute. Is it Lolita necessarily? I still don't know personally, but again, it's cute. So number 4 on my favorite cords list comes from the summertime cord video that I did. Here I am wearing a baby dress and a blue cardigan from Metamorphose. I have pink socks to match my bag, as well as gold shoes, and to try and tie everything together, I also have like a gold necklace and a little gold clip on my head bow. I remember wanting to just really try to mix and match and make things go that I had in my closet. It's like, how many different things can I actually pull off? So I was actually surprised when this turned out as well as it did, because while I was putting it on, I really wasn't sure, but by the end it looked cohesive, and moreover it was very comfortable and really great for summertime. It's also pretty unique compared to most of the stuff that I wear. Ordinarily I'm in pastels, so it was really nice to have this pop of color. It's also just relatively toned down everyday Lolita. I don't have wrist cuffs, my legs are bare. Like, it's an interesting dynamic, and it's one that I really like. So for my third favorite cord of mine, I am going to refer back to the Bodyline Woes cord video that I did, and I'm gonna go with this outfit right here, where I mixed black with creams and gold. And I remember when I was putting everything together, I didn't think that I would like it. I thought it would be pretty boring, but I actually ended up falling super in love with it. The bolero that I'm wearing, I got from a thrift store for $5 when I was like 19, so that would have been over 10 years ago. What it did for this dress was it took it and it made it more of like an A-line, which I think is pretty neat, and I was actually a really big fan of it. I love the simplicity of the baby socks with it, as well as the little detailings of the gold in the shoes and the bag and the little beret. It's funny because outside of Lolita, like with my normal wardrobe, I love black. It's probably like the most worn color that I have, but when it comes to Lolita, I usually wear pastels, brighter colors. I very rarely wear black in Lolita because I don't feel as comfortable in it. But with this cord, I felt very comfortable. I didn't want to take it off, and I felt like, yeah, I can go outside in this. It's no problem. I'm not gonna feel weird. So number 2 on my list of favorites comes from my spring cord video. For this outfit, I am wearing Lovely Forest from Metamorphose, and I absolutely adore this dress so much. It is one of my favorites. And as a whole, it's just a very interesting dress. You have this whole like portrait theme happening on the bottom skirt, and then on the rest of the fabric you have these little detailings of like white and light blue, which adds a little bit more depth to it, really brings it all together. You also have the red, the wine red bows, which really just add an extra punch to it. It's so cute, and it's really comfortable. I love this dress so much. It is a little bit long. Torso is a little bit long for me. I found that this is the case with most meta dresses actually. So there is a slight awkwardness there, but aside from that, very cozy. And I feel like the dress is such a statement that I just kind of let it do the work. and I kind of just cord little tiny things around it. I have worn this dress quite a number of ways, but this one will always be my favorite. The socks that I'm wearing are Innocent World, and they also have like light blue and pink detailings on them. They match the detailings on the dress pretty well. The shoes is a pretty good match for the dress as well. It's not too pastel pink. It's a very soft, muted. And then the blouse that I'm wearing is from Taobao. I believe it's from Dark Island. It's a midriff sheer kind of nude color. Really, really comfy, but I feel like it just blends in very well with this dress. Yeah, overall, this is just, I love this piece so much, and this is just a look that I feel very, very comfortable in. But yeah, when I see this dress corded like this, it really, really makes me want to go out and get some more meta dresses. So this is the end. We are down to number 1 for my top favorite cord that I've done this year. And this cord actually comes from my most recent seasonal cord video, and it is this outfit in which I am wearing Innocent World. The dress is called Alice. Is it just Alice? Alice one piece. It is the short sleeve version, and with that I have paired some Alice and the Pirate socks, round bodyline shoes, an Alice and the Pirate bolero, and the headpiece that I'm wearing is also Innocent World, so it matches the dress really, really well. So this cord was very, very interesting because I have worn this dress so many times. Yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces, but ordinarily I just wear it by itself. I wear it very plainly. This was the first time that I actually threw something on top of it, aside from like, you know, a big jacket. And I remember just being so sure like this isn't gonna work, it's gonna look weird. But once it was on with the socks and the shoes and the bag, it kind of just blended together. Like all these shades are different, but they're all cohesive, and I feel like as a whole it just makes a very nice color palette. Like there's nothing that really clashes. I think that's why it works so well together. I also think that it helps that it's like balanced all throughout. You have some red up here, red dress, there's like red in the socks, and then the lighter colors on the legs, the top, a little bit on the head, and the bag as well. And for me, I felt like I was really kind of stepping outside my comfort zone, trying something new, trying to be creative with it, and it worked. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of how this came out. I don't know what to say. So I do think it's interesting that most of my favorite cords are all more classic inspired. I have no idea what that says about me. But yeah, there you have it. So with that all being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched, I hope you have the happiest of holidays, and I will see you next time. Bye!